Conspiracy. This is something that Arsenal fans have been laughed at for a very long time for talking about. Take a seat, sit down, drop whatever you're doing, and listen to this. It is absolutely outrageous. David Coote, Premier League referee, talking about Liverpool. And we're going to look at the wider ramifications of this. But take a listen to this. By the way, I don't know who he's filming with. No idea. It's obviously from a while back, but it's still very important. Take a listen.
So, what did you think of the Liverpool game earlier when you were fourth official?
Liverpool was shit.
What do you think of Jurgen Klopp?
Cunt, absolutely.
So just so you hear that, he said Liverpool talking about a game, spoke about Liverpool performance, saying they were shit, and then calls Jurgen Klopp a see you next Tuesday, a C-U-N-T. This is a Premier League referee who, by the way, is allowed a private life, is allowed a private opinion on these matters, but is talking into a device that's recording. So this straight away, in my opinion, is a hugely sackable offence for someone who's meant to be impartial and who is meant to be balanced. Let's continue.
What would you say? Why would you say that Jurgen Klopp was a cunt?
Aside from having a right pop at me when I ref them against Burnley in lockdown.
Now, first of all, remember that. He's gone all the way back to lockdown, okay? So this has got to be at least last season because Klopp's not there. But you've got to remember this is because he was got into a personal altercation with Klopp. Very, very key.
Then he accused me of lying and then just had a right fucking pop at me. And I've got no interest in speaking to someone who's fucking arrogant. So I do my best not to speak to him. Milner's all right. I get on with
James Milner. You get on with James Milner.
You can see me there with mask on.
Yeah.
So this obviously shows that this was still when masks were being worn. So this is a while ago, but I still think it's important.
Mask on, obviously.
Yeah. COVID, got to be done. Social distancing, right? We're 2 meters apart.
We have to social distance.
Yeah. So, but oh my God, German cunt, fuck me.
Wow. Also, German C-U-N-T, talking about his nationality in this way. So not only showing a bias towards Klopp, a bias towards Liverpool because of an altercation they've had, holding on to that, also xenophobia as well. Just in case anybody wants to defend him and say that there's no issue with this, this is also what he recorded in that same session.
Right, like, just to be clear, that fucking last video can't go anywhere. Seriously.
He's a Premier League referee. Let's not fucking ruin his career. Like, let's face it, we're good blokes, but
you, mate, the fact you recorded it, why record it? That's my first question. Why record it in any capacity? Secondly, I'm glad it's out. And do you know what? There's no love lost between Liverpool and me. Absolutely none whatsoever. But this video demonstrates xenophobia and bias. The xenophobia is the worst bit. That will probably get forgotten by a lot of people. But the bias is crazy. Now, I want to start off by saying something here. I don't think referees get together in a big conspiratorial group and say, let's stop Liverpool winning the league. Let's stop Man United winning the FA Cup. Let's stop Arsenal from winning any trophies. I don't think it is to that degree. But I was watching The Overlap a few weeks ago, and Gary Neville pointed to a conversation that he had had with an ex-referee on his show who stated that there were times where he would not give decisions to teams based on how they treated him in previous games and matches, and Howard Webb shut that down. I brought it up on shows. Everybody said, shut up, Terry. You're feeding into the Arsenal conspiracy. The problem is, this is proof that this exists. This is proof that referees hold grudges. And just this weekend gone, Liverpool won. Yes, they did. But Mo Salah was brought down when Darwin Núñez went on to score. And a lot of us said, good job for Villa that Núñez scored, right? Because whoever it was that pulled Salah down would have been sent off. But it turns out through the transcripts, the referee said it was no foul. The referee actually didn't say play on, we'll come back to it. Gave it as no foul. I personally believe, and there's nothing that Howard Webb can say to change my mind, that these referees hold personal grudges. I don't think it's focused purely on one team. I don't think it's focused purely on one manager. But I think individual referees go into matches with a clear, unadulterated bias. And the fact that the PGMOL, the Premier League, everybody at Sky Sports, Talk Sports, everyone associated with them, you guys have absolutely lapped up the bullshit for years from these referees. Anybody that doesn't challenge these decisions and the inconsistencies, you are all accountable in this. What we have just witnessed there is disgraceful on every single level. It really, really is. And Arsenal fans have been talking about this for a while, and they are consistently called out for it. Let's take a look at some clips here from recent weeks. I don't know why there's no sound here. Let me try and refresh this and see if the sound will play. Let me try that one again. Apologies.
Yeah, at least a yellow. I don't get how the refs not give anything for that. Or he didn't even give a free kick, did he?
Oh, I can't remember.
I think he did give a free kick.
But
yeah.
he's
This is your Arsenal memories are a bit blurred, I think. There.
he's kicked out clearly him twice. How the ref can't give a yellow for that at least? I don't understand. That baffles me.
Yeah, I agree. It's a yellow card. It's not a red card. But I get your point. It's a different game if Van Dijk's on a yellow card from early on. But there's no agenda.
People say there's no agenda. It always gets shut down as a talking point. Maybe there is. Maybe that there isn't a company-wide PGMOL conspiracy against Arsenal, but we can now no longer believe that referees individually don't hold grudges against teams. Chelsea have spoken about Anthony Taylor and the way he treats them. As a Man United, I mean, David Coote was the guy, by the way, that gave West Ham that penalty the other week. These are horrendous decisions. We see a consistent lack of inconsistency when it comes to these decisions. And every time we try to bring it up, TalkSport, Sky Sports, TNT Sports, slam anybody that speaks about it. They attacked Nottingham Forest last year for hiring somebody to try and harness conversations to understand why there was so much inconsistencies. And everybody was told that's a scumbag thing to do. It's a crazy thing to do. Arsenal fans probably more than any. And by the way, Arsenal fans have got to stop the talk of it's only us. When you say it's only us that get these bad decisions, people stop listening. But where Arsenal fans are spot on, in my personal opinion, is referees definitely hold grudges and definitely have agendas. And I think the Premier League, I think the FA at large have to start now looking to go abroad to hire managers, and maybe we have to recycle these managers. You know how a farmer will use a field for a certain amount of years to grow crops and then it will lay dormant so that the nutrition can get back into the soil? Maybe we've got to do that. Maybe every 2 or 3 years we've got to change the refs because of grudges they hold, because of arguments they've had. I don't think games are being refereed fairly across the board, in my personal and humble opinion. Overall, look, David Coote, I'm not one for calling for people to lose their jobs outside of managers and footballers being sold when these guys are multi-millionaires, and it's not really going to impact them. You know, they get their payout as well. I'm not one for advocating for a working class person to lose their job, but I don't understand how he can remain in his position. Xenophobia, as clear as day. Admitting he has an agenda, talking about a football team's performance, and speaking about a manager in that way with those words on a phone or recording device, whatever it may be, is absolutely sackable. It's a disgrace in every single which way. Arsenal fans, not the ones who believe there's a conspiracy against them solely, but the Arsenal fans who have been abused and attacked for saying there's a deeper problem here, are owed an apology. Nottingham Forest are owed an apology. I think every fan who calls out the inconsistencies and gets shot down by the mainstream media deserve apologies. And do you know what? For everybody that's been propping up the PGMOL, everybody that's been propping up the referees, the Sky Sports overlap, all these individuals, you need to come out now and address this. You need to come out now and hold your hands up and say, we've been done here. We've been absolutely hoodwinked. And do you know what? More importantly, the fans have been lied to. Now, I don't think I'm stretching here to talk about how big a problem this is. The fact that he would speak this way, that he thinks this way and he allows his personal feelings to impact. Of course, now it's fair to say that those personal feelings are going to impact how he referees. It is absolutely fair to make that claim. When it was just a theory, I don't think this referee likes us. If you can't prove it, you can't prove it. There's evidence now they hold grudges. On the overlap, it was discussed by a former ex-referee that they hold grudges. That, for me, is enough evidence. I want your thoughts and I want your feelings. What should happen to David Coote? Does the PGMOL need an overhaul? Should we be looking to bring referees in from abroad? And isn't it about time we as fans stood up and stopped pushing back against these agenda conspiratorial claims and actually looked at the facts in hand? It isn't just against one club, but my God, turns out Arsenal fans really could have been right.